If you're a small business and you use Calendly so your prospects can set appointments with you and you're still doing manual research, you are wasting your time. Today, I want to show you how you can use Calendly, N8N, and AI to get lead enrichment on all your prospects and eliminate that time that you are using to do manual research. You get a prospect that sends you a LinkedIn or a Calendly invite. Actually, you go in LinkedIn, you check their profile, their posts, their company, you check out their company website, and you determine what kind of call that's going to be. Those days are over. If you have 10 of those calls per week, you're wasting 10 minutes of each one of those calls doing prospect research. That's over 6 hours per month. In this video, I want to show you how to eliminate that. My name is Andy Suarez. I'm an AI entrepreneur on a mission to help 1 million small businesses adopt AI by 2030. Let's get started. So here's a Calendly link that we're going to do a mock appointment and see how this lead enrichment automation works. So here somebody would, as they typically do with any Calendly appointments, be able to fill it out. I'm just going to use my email here and a LinkedIn URL, pick a random connection. I looked at a couple here. I think Frank will do it. He would put his LinkedIn URL. He would schedule the event. We would get a confirmation. And as soon as we have that, we know that this automation will begin. It'll create the initial workflow. It'll get the LinkedIn profile data for Frank and then move on to the next stage, which will be get their LinkedIn post and move on to the company data. Right now it's checking his current employment, looking at the company data, pick the website that it's going to go to on his employment history, scrape that website and get some information on the company. The next step, it will be merging and summarizing that company data. It will be adding it to our database and it'll summarize the company here in this chat GPT. So we still see here that it's working. Moving on to explain the rest of this, it goes back here in a minute and it'll take the LinkedIn post that it still has not scraped them. And then it'll summarize that post to get a sentiment of what kind of postings this lead or this Frank Dreyer in this case has, and determine a few things that we're going to prompt, like conversation starters and some other information about the company. So moving on, it has, since we were here, it moved on from the scrape. Now it's summarizing the companies that it has put together a description of, and now it's going to merge all the data once it finishes that, and it's going to write some conversation starters based on the post, based on the profile. Then it's going to write an email to me saying you have a new appointment, and that appointment is enriched with all the information. So every execution takes about 2 to 3 minutes before I receive an email, but now it has gone back here to now get the LinkedIn posts. Then it's going to summarize the lead. And as soon as it does that, it'll go to the final step where it merges all that data. Here it's writing the conversation starters. This is a part that I'm crafting a little bit better. I think the conversation starters should be something personal, where they go to school, their mascot, something historic about that particular university, or a particular location that they visited soon that can be something of interest or something in common. So now it's moved on to the portion where it's writing an email. That email is going to be sent to me, Andy@everpeakai.com. So in a minute, we're going to switch over to the first tab after it writes that email. But this is also an automation that I've repurposed to be able to scrape information from prospects. Once you're able to get the LinkedIn URL, and there's several services that do that, like Apollo, and then you're able to take and enrich this information by sending it through this automation. So here, for example, is an Airtable that we sent several LinkedIn URLs for prospects, and we're able to get all this data. And then this data is crafted into a dashboard where we're able to get information on prospects, on persona percentage matching, on their detailed assessment. So we can really craft that information in a great way. So here, moving back to the N8N automation, it seems that it's completing and writing that email, and looking at the executions here, you'll see this has been running for about 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes. It just successfully completed. And now we go to our inbox, and here it is. It's 12 o'clock now. This just came in, and here it is. Frank Dreyer from Ultra Oral Care, Inc. Now here, Frank, it shows you his time and date. Here's the link to the actual Zoom call when I'm ready to move forward on it. Here's a link to his profile. He did not write anything, or in our mock-up appointment, we did not write anything that had any specifics on the project. Here's the person's summary on what Frank Dreyer does. and here's this company summary, and here's some of the conversation starters. So this type of brief, what it really does, it enables you to see at a glance who's creating an appointment with you. It eliminates what you typically do manually. If you get an appointment, you'll go to LinkedIn, you look at their postings, you look at their company profile, you look at their company information. So within 5-10 minutes, you have an idea who made an appointment. You're skipping all that. If you have 10 appointments per week, and each one of those quick research that you're doing manually takes you 5 to 10 minutes. That's 400 minutes a month if you add up all those appointments in all those weeks. So this is a very good automation for sales teams, for somebody that needs to be able to see it at a glance, forward it to the sales team, or perhaps say, no, decline, I don't want to speak because we're just not a right fit for you, but it's excellent automation for those types of team. If you like this automation, if this is something that you can use, I'm going to add this automation in my description in a link to my school community. Join my school community where you can get this automation for free and install it in your N8N. My name is Andy Suarez. I'm on a mission to help 1 million small businesses adapt to AI by 2030. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.